budget session of the Parliament adjourned sine die. GPS-based toll collection system to be introduced by the government. Election campaign for Phase 1 in Assam concludes. Over 81 lakh voters to exercise franchise during the first phase of assembly elections and 264 candidates in the fray, says Nitin Khade. And Tokyo 2020 Olympic torch relay starts in Japan. A very good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Notice News Bulletin from the studios of DDK Guwahati. This is Manjari. Now the stories in details. The budget session of the Parliament ended today with both the houses being adjourned sine die. The first leg of the session began on 29 January, while the second leg started on 8 March and was scheduled to end on 8 April. In his remark, Chairman of the Rajya Sabha said that 19 bills were passed during the budget session. The presiding officer in Lok Sabha, Bhartuhari Mehtab, said a total of 18 bills were passed and 17 were introduced in the Lok Sabha during the session. In the Lok Sabha today, the Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari said the government is working to roll out a GPS-based toll collection system and introducing e-highway from Delhi to Mumbai in the upcoming months. He said this will facilitate smooth movement of traffic and bring transparency. He also added that toll collection through the FASTag has reached to 93% across the country, which has resulted in 10,000 crore more toll collection in comparison to previous year.
इलेक्ट्रिक फोर व्हीलर और डीजल की बस इसकी कीमत इक्विवेलेंट टू इलेक्ट्रिक के समान दोनों एक होगी, इतना रेट कम हो जाएगा.
The election campaigning in 47 constituencies of Assam and the Phase 1 of the polls concluded this evening. Assam is set for the first phase of assembly elections to be held on Saturday, 27 March. Political parties were seen organizing various events, rallies and meetings as part of their campaigning. The district administrations have taken measures to conduct the polls free and fair with high percentage of participation of voters in this democratic exercise. While addressing the media today at Janata Bhavan, Chief Electoral Officer of Assam, Nitin Khade, said over 81 lakh voters will exercise their franchise during the first phase of assembly election. He also informed that Junai is the biggest constituency in terms of number of voters, while Thaura is the lowest one in the first phase. In terms of number of candidates, the CEO informed that there will be 264 candidates in the fray. Khade added that in the first phase, there will be 11,538 polling stations. That includes 1,917 auxiliary polling stations. He has urged all the voters to carry a mask with them while coming for casting their votes.
बंधु बहन फ्रेंड সকলো আমাক এতিয়ালৈকে ভালকে কোঅপাৰেশন দিছে তো আমি টিল নাও আমি এটু পিসফুল আৰু স্মুথলি ইলেকশন প্ৰসেস কন্ডাক্ট কৰিলো আৰু আমাক বিশ্বাস আছে কি আমি এটু কোঅপাৰেশন পাম আৰু যেখন আমাৰ বাকি ৰিমেইনিং প্ৰসেস আছে এটু পিসফুলি পাৰ হ'ব আমাৰ ফাৰ্স্ট যেখন
The Election Commission of India is creating a total of 17 auxiliary polling stations for the by-poll to the vacant seats of Maring Neng and Rajabala constituencies in Meghalaya. Electoral Officer Father Khargonkar said, according to the new COVID-19 protocol, number of electorates is restricted to 1,000 for each polling station, and in case of electorates exceeding the number, auxiliary polling stations will have to be provided. All necessary arrangements have been made by the State Election Department for the upcoming by-polls. Review meetings were held with the DC and SP of West Garo Hills through video conferencing about the preparedness.
calls for the number of number of these electors to be restricted to within 1,000, and they should not exceed 1,000. So in those polling stations where the polling station is nearing 1,000, which is in excess of 1,000, what we are doing is that we are seeking for the approval of the ECI.
Assam Rifles celebrated its 186th Raising Day yesterday under the leadership of Lieutenant General Sukhdev Sangwan, AVSM SM Director General, Assam Rifles. The Honorable Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, Brigadier Dr. B.D. Mishra, retired, graced the event as the chief guest. He extended his best wishes to all ranks of the force and their families. He also complimented officers and troops for discharging their duties with courage, dedication and devotion. Now we take a short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Hey girls! Hi! Congratulations! आज तो पार्टी चाहिए। पहले चैंपियन के साथ सेल्फी लेंगे।
आइडिया, यही करते हैं पार्टी।
पिज्जा पार्टी। ये चल अपना कार्ड और पिन दे।
मेरे कार्ड की डिटेल्स मैं खुद ही डालूंगी। आरबीआई कहता है अपना पिन, ओटीपी, सीवीवी या इंटरनेट बैंकिंग पासवर्ड किसी के साथ शेयर ना करें। ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग सिर्फ अपने कंप्यूटर, मोबाइल और सिक्योर नेटवर्क से करें।
बाय गर्ल्स, कहाँ जा रही है? सुना नहीं? नो शेयरिंग।
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back. The Tokyo 2020 Olympic torch relay started in Fukushima, Japan today. The games were postponed last year due to the pandemic. The torch will arrive in Tokyo for the Olympic Games opening ceremony on July 23. It will travel through all of Japan's 47 districts over the next 121 days. Japanese footballer Iwashimizu Ajusa is the first receiver at the start of Olympic torch relay. Torchbearers will run an average of 200 meters before passing the torch on to the next runner using a torch case pose. The Health Ministry said a total of 5,31,45,709 vaccine doses have been administered till now. 53,476 new COVID-19 cases have been reported in the country in the last 24 hours. With this, total cases have reached to 1,17,87,534. Total recovery tally has touched 1,12,31,650 as 26,490 people recovered from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. With 251 deaths reported in the last 24 hours, the death toll reached 1,60,692. Active cases now stand at 3,95,192. In the COVID update from the Northeast, Assam reported 372 active cases, 2,15,277 discharged cases, while the death toll is 1,103. There is one active case in Arunachal Pradesh, followed by 16,785 released cases. The death account for 56. With 53 active cases, Manipur has reported 28,935 cured cases, while tally for the dead is 374. Meghalaya has 22 active cases, followed by 13,848 released cases. The tally for the dead is 149. In Mizoram, number of active cases is 18, while cured cases stand at 4,225. The number of deaths is 11. Reporting 2 active cases, Nagaland has logged 12,133 discharged cases, while the death toll is 91. Sikkim has 43 active cases, followed by 6,032 cured cases. The dead account for 135. Saddled with 43 active cases, Tripura has logged 33,045 released cases, while the tally for the dead remains at 392. Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship in association with 9 IIMs has invited applications for Mahatma Gandhi National Fellowship till 27 March. The fellowship is a 2-year blended program consisting of classroom sessions at IIMs and a unique opportunity to promote skill planning and development in district economies. The fellowship 2021-23 has been rolled out nationally in more than 660 districts across India. Woodland Nursing Institute Lightcore observed World Tuberculosis Day yesterday at its institute in collaboration with National Tuberculosis Elimination Program Khasi Hills. The theme of this year was "The Clock is Ticking." This day is celebrated to raise public awareness about the devastating health, social and economic consequences of tuberculosis and to step up efforts to end the global tuberculosis epidemic. Dr. Jenny Karwanlang, District Tuberculosis Officer, Khasi Hills, said each day nearly 4,000 lose their lives to TB and close to 28,000 people fall ill with this preventable and curable disease. Global efforts to combat TB have saved an estimated 63 million lives since the year 2000.
That TB is a curable disease and that people should come forward to go for treatment. The theme of the World TB Day.
The subcommittee for smoke-free Kohima City held its first meeting in Kohima Municipal Council's conference hall today. Dr. C. Tetso, the state nodal officer of National Tobacco Control Program, said the idea of smoke-free was to make the city a healthier place. He also suggested to incorporate smoke-free Kohima City in Kohima Smart City project. The department plans to launch campaign for smoke-free in all district headquarters starting from April 2021. For more updates, viewers can also watch our bulletins and other programs on our YouTube channel, DD News Guwahati. To end the news, the main points once again. Budget session of the Parliament adjourned sine die. GPS-based toll collection system to be introduced by the government. Election campaign for Phase 1 in Assam concludes. Over 81 lakh voters to exercise franchise during the first phase of assembly elections and 264 candidates in the fray, says Nitin Khade. And Tokyo 2020 Olympic torch relay starts in Japan. Before taking leave, viewers are reminded to maintain physical distancing, regularly sanitize hands and frequently wash hands with soap. Remember to wear a mask properly and join the Mask Up India campaign by Doordarshan to defeat the pandemic. Mask Up India. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.